What's up, guys? We're back. Season 2, episode 4, The Devil's East Coast Edition, The Devil's Music. It was directed by Richard Compton and written by David Simpkins. And let me just give you guys a quick summary. Worried about cash flow in the struggling new P3 club, Phoebe and Prue conspire to take on a zero-interest loan behind Piper's back, trusting that she'll be able to make the club successful. I got a lot to say about this episode.
And
so many secrets.
Oh, so much. I already know what you're going to say about this episode.
Okay, well, then you can start. First of all, welcome back.
The new Andy shows up, causing all sorts of problems.
Unbelievable. New Andy. But they've literally taken Andy's personality traits of just showing up unannounced and being in denial about her truths and where she is in this world, and they've just transferred it from Andy to Jenny. I mean, it's the same name. What are we even talking about?
I see your parallels.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Unfortunately. And, we open up to Leo at Dishwalla looking for Daisy.
Not looking
or
for
just
Daisy.
Did another new chick.
Listen, we're not to the end of the episode yet where, Miss, I can't have him. Let me have him.
Did you guys hear that massive hammer?
Okay, that's at the end.
Yeah.
We got a long ways to go,
but I'll get there.
Casa of Hollowell needs to go to Casa Tulum.
That would be nice.
The acoustics are going to be terrible there.
We're warm these days.
What else is new? What is new? Well, hey, we all have a lot of notes. First, I'm going to just put it out there. As much as I have notes, I really like this episode. And I'll tell you why. So just to kind of fill people in, there's a term called Faustian, which is it's based off of a German philosopher and necromancer who sold his soul to gain success in the moment without regard for future consequence, right? And we've seen this throughout history. There was a really famous blues musician, and I think BK has touched on this in the past, where his name was Robert Johnson, and he was like a basic harmonica player who had very little to no guitar skills. And he went to a place in Mississippi. I wrote it down, Clarksdale. The crossroads of Highway 49 and 61. And apparently he made a deal with the devil to become like the greatest blues guitarist of all time. So
Shannon and I did the travel show.
Okay, so he comes back.
There's a whole episode you need to see.
Send it to me. At me, Drew Fuller.
Have you seen the Ralph Macchio movie?
I don't know what it's on anymore.
Crossroads?
No, is it based on that as well?
Crossroads, yeah.
It's a classic.
Probably late 80s. Ralph Macchio.
Definitely before his
Goes
time.
down
I can watch a movie in the 80s.
Yeah,
but anyway,
it's pretty good.
All right.
So basically the concept has been there throughout history, right? I like the fact that it kind of takes on this story trope. I think it's a smart storytelling device.
Okay.
But just I wanted to put it out there, set the table for the kids, if you will. But please jump right in from there, because I know you have issues. You have notes.
Well, I think
I have notes. I have notes about Hitman Leo coming in all hot.
I think you looked amazing this episode, by the way.
Dust.
Straight up. You looked so handsome. I was like, Jesus, that's my new haircut. Like,
this is my haircut.
No, it's my haircut. You're my new hair god.
Oh, jeez.
Dude, you show up all handsome, dude. You were great. I thought you looked amazing. I liked how you came in hot.
See, this is what I'm saying, that this is the episode that's supposed to be before the other one.
I agree.
Where Phoebe's like, do you like Dan?
Would make much more sense. I come in, I go, we disappear. At the end, we have trepidation, and then boom.
Well, wait a second. That's a big thing. Do we want to start at the end and just work our way backwards? Is that?
I don't know. There's just, I'm in lots of lavender in this episode, and
so is Phoebe when she
for me to watch.
Throws the skirt off.
The lavender,
she's got like lavender underleggings.
Yeah. See? I Dream of Jeannie. It was apparently the trendy color.
Purple's back this year, by the way. For next season or this coming season, purple's the new color.
Is purple
really? Okay, but what about lavender?
Lavender is purple.
Very lavendery.
Isn't lavender purple?
It's a light.
A little more pink.
It's a light purple.
It's a pale purple.
Is he going to be there this weekend?
No.
Probably.
So if we're going to work backwards, because this is something that we should address immediately, because you say, he calls you out and goes, hey, what are you feeling? He wants to get out of the gray, and he goes, how are you feeling? Do you still mean what you said when I was lurking / lingering?
Do you love me?
And you take...
First of all, he's like, he goes from Hitman Leo to Fairy Dust Leo to Bad News Leo, Bad News Bears, where he's just like, oh yeah, you think you're successful? You're not. I'm the reason you're successful. And here's another thing. Now you got to fix it.
Okay.
And then he's like, oh, and by the way, that thing you said 2 months ago, do you love me? Can you affirmation love me?
He needed to know what's up.
I had so many issues with Leo this episode.
It's very funny. I went through something like that as a kid. I didn't really have many friends growing up, and I remember, not to get too into it, but it was like 9th grade, and this guy, he was my best friend, whatever, and I needed, like, are we best friends? Are we best friends? And he looked at me and he's like,
you needed the affirmation.
And he looked at me, he's like, are you one of those people that need affirmation? Like, I got to tell you what our relationship is. And I'm like, well, I needed a friend. And so I wanted to know if we were best friends. And I remember it put him in a very awkward position. And our friendship ended soon after that. But, I think I'm kind of doing the same thing to Piper, and maybe we do this in real life. It's like, hey, are we good? Are we this? And, seeking this affirmation that, requires someone else to say something that, perhaps they're not ready to. And I think Leo kind of did the same thing to
me. Can I defend you for a second?
No. Are you defending me or him?
I'm defending.
There's no defending Leo this episode.
I'm defending love.
We're moving on. We're moving on to Neighbor Dan, Doorway Dan, Neighbor
Handsome Dan, Baseball Dan. But this was a really
Mariner Dan.
Also,
who
Choker
knew?
Dan, Choker Caller.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. It was everybody wore a choker.
I was about to say there was at least 4. Dan had one. Jenny had one. Piper had not Piper. Phoebe had one.
I think I did.
Everyone was
pretty sure I did. 1 or 2.
Tell me you're in the 90s without telling me you're in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? But you go from this kind of intimate moment with Leo, and then you go outside, and handsome Baseball Dan smiles at you, and you smile back.
We're moving on up.
We're not even talking about that either.
Moving on up to the east side. We're moving on up. No, I mean, she's moving on. And why not? He's cute. He's friendly. He's geographically desirable. He doesn't orb out and now cast spells. You casted a spell? Like, who are you?
Well,
it's a white letter.
That's one note I had. There were a few powers that I did, and a few things I did that I never did again. They gave me these things right away, like blowing on somebody, doing this, and and that never. Yeah, those things never transpired again. It's interesting.
Rule breaking. Do you think is what you're doing? A lot of rules.
So that just has to be the writers still kind of figuring out the blueprint of the formula of what you can and can't do.
Yeah, because if he can cast spells without us, then the charmed ones can go away now, and it's just Leo, Leo, Leo.
But this was the first episode where I kind of took on the exposition of explaining the demon of the week.
Something is that something that you do in the future?
Trend, yeah,
that is something you do in the future.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So they're kind of like.
I remember Shannon going, "No, give it to Brian." Like he does this and does this and does this and does this. She was very happy I got to explain it.
That's funny because that's a generous actor thing. Like the selfish actor thing was like, no, I'll say it. Like just give me those lines and I'll just do it to get more. But she's what I love about Shannon. One of the many.
But it's also the exposition, and when you come in and you explain, you're not reacting. right? And the fun of watching TV is the reaction, not the exposition and learning about the droning on or whatever the problem may be. So it made sense that, Leo would break down, this is what's going to happen, girls, and then cut to the ladies and they, have their reactions and go off from there. So I think it works.
I think it did too. I also think that this episode has the best line written on the show thus far.
Oh,
can you take a guess what it is?
Which is?
You say it. It's I burst out laughing. I think I did a spit take on my coffee, or with my coffee.
He
you
says
do.
It or I say it?
HMC, you say it.
Oh no!
So good.
Oh no! Oh, you bet your white letter.
That was
ass.
pretty good too. But it was listen up, skid mark.
Thank you. There was that.
I don't know if there's anything worse.
Piper had kind of a character arc.
I don't know if there's...
Piper had kind of a character arc in this episode. Like the pressure of life is getting to her a little too much. Fed up with the sort of kind of maybe relationship when there's the hot guy next door. Like she's had it. She's all done with y'all. She turned a little bit bitter this episode. Just a little bit bitter.
It was fiery. You were very feisty.
Zero patience.
Feisty. Super
Lots
feisty.
of energy. It was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zero patience.
It was a nice balance, Holly, of energy for you, of dealing with it all, and then the comedic timing of it. I thought it was really good performance of the back and forth.
Coming into our own. Yeah, coming into our own for sure. But then, people got slimed. Like Nickelodeon slime.
Yeah, I caught that.
And
Carlton.
And he's all
weird hand demon.
Masselin.
Weird hand demon came in.
Masselin kind of reminded me of one of the demons from Scrooge. One of the Ghost of Christmas Future. The Bill Murray one. Where he opens up his robe and and he kind of comes out of the wall. I don't know. I liked him. He felt very scary.
Sure.
Sacrificial lambs. That's what he wanted. Now, was the manager doing it so Dishwalla gets more famous and has success, and therefore he has more success?
For him.
It was for him.
No, it was for him.
Right, Carlton. You stupid skid mark. Come on. Is there anything worse than being called a skid mark in this world?
I guess not.
Should we tell people what a skid mark is?
No, I think people know.
Do they?
A car?
We're hoping people know. I think so.
BK, do you know what a skid mark is?
No.
Peels out and leaves some rubber
on
the
my guy.
Road.
No. That is not what a skid mark is.
Come on, we're keeping this PG, folks.
Not the definition.
Okay.
We are.
Okay. So
today we are.
I thought his energy was great, and he was the perfect amount of sleaze as a manager. I really enjoyed it.
He was selling it. I bought it. He was selling it.
Definitely met that guy in a club in Hollywood. Not the actor himself, but someone like who he portrayed.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
He had the.
And then we have Dorian guest starring as angry Daryl. Daryl is fed up too. He and Piper are on the same level.
I thought that he did a really good job in that interview scene with Carlton. Like they were kind of going boom, 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 boom. They kept one-upping each other, and it was like a fiery, feisty scene. It felt appropriate. Dorian was flexing his acting. He was great in this episode. And
there's something he said when we had him on
with Shannon too,
that he had always known, and I never really thought that. I mean, as we shot and whatever, that he was always aware until way, way, way late in the show. But now that he says that, and I look back and watching this episode and his thing with Prue in the hallway, it's like, he does know. I mean, you can kind of see he kind of does know. And I never picked up on that while we were making the show. I felt like we were always kind of keeping him, in the dark. And you could see where he played kind of both sides of it there. I thought he did fantastic.
I did too.
Yeah, Shannon and Dorian liked working together, and you can tell. You can tell from their scenes.
Yeah, for sure. They have.
And you can also tell who else liked working together
Dan
was big Mariner fan. Leo, well, you were so happy to see him.
Like Greg.
Was it the Mariners or Brewers? Don't
Jesus. We all.
Come on, that look at the end when you came back out. When you came back out and we're like, ooh, all smitten. That's beyond Daisy.
Yeah. I mean, what's not to like?
Well, he's very handsome.
Yeah.
And he's really nice. It's so one thing if you're just handsome and dumb.
I tell you, just need some affirmations.
Okay, so I guess we'd
somebody emotionally available.
But is he? He's so involved with his niece.
But she's terrible.
Yeah, I mean,
sorry, Jenny, but like,
she needs a mother figure.
You knew I had to. I can't wait for who my next victim is. Fucking Jenny. Like,
hey, you knew she was going to be trouble.
Yeah, 100%. But like,
well, that's what teenagers do.
But you guys don't even know her, and she seems very like fresh with you guys. Like, hey, we're besties. Talk about needing affirmations.
That's what teenagers do.
Really? I don't know many teenagers. Okay, so
trouble.
Leo, basically, so what happens is while all this stuff is going on, there's also some sort of potential hostile takeover. This guy, it's his name, Grant. Grant has a crush on Prue, and he's offering to help a zero interest loan, which nobody does, if she'll go have dinner with him in Paris, which I think is
well,
I mean, I would have said yes, but that's just me.
It's Paris.
Like,
is he going to send the chopper?
Oh, I love inside
Charisma,
jokes.
do you want to get on the chopper?
Charisma. Does she want to come back be on our show now?
She's not getting on the chopper.
She's definitely not getting on the chopper.
She might.
Okay, so this guy's, but Prue kind of snubs his advances from a sexual level, but is open to the idea of potentially bringing in a new partner without your permission, which I thought was really interesting. A lot of, again, Phoebe fibbing. Prue was kind of keeping you in the dark. Leo was kind of not completely open or honest, fully transparent with his intentions until...
Everybody lying everywhere.
Everyone's lying everywhere.
Everybody lying everywhere.
And so you're there and you're kind of fed up with it, and I understand that.
Except me.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're like,
so
the honest
just trying
one
to keep it real.
Neighbor Dan.
But wait a second. On the flip side, though, by Leo kind of enticing Dishwalla or forcing Dishwalla to come play at the club, it actually sets a chain and
just meddling.
He meddles it, even though his intention was not nefarious. He had ulterior motives, but it was also really beneficial for the club and for you ultimately.
You're welcome.
So there is that. There is the silver lining of that. I know. Yeah,
maybe. I mean, it's only one band, y'all. Calm down.
Yeah, I wrote
a line out that door.
Whew. Yeah, you guys, because the show opens and it's dead. It's the opposite of a vibe in there. It really is. But can you guys talk to me a little bit about Dishwalla? Because I thought it was a made up band.
So not a made up band.
Well, it sounds like
not just a one hit wonder.
It sounds like a made up band. Dishwalla?
It's not.
It's not. They're
I
real
really
people.
don't know the origin story of the name, but yeah.
Okay. Never heard of him.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dishwalla, if you're listening.
Well, you were two.
Well, okay.
Maybe three.
Well, I wrote, "You're a mess. Leo's getting you riled up." And
I'm a mess. She was
like emotionally
she was
mess.
Fed up with the people.
And somehow Phoebe comes up with the gem, two gems. One is because you're trying to figure out where you stand, right? And somewhere between confused and complicated is kind of where you two are at right now. But also Phoebe drops the gem, maybe never date a coworker, which I thought was interesting.
Ha.
Ha.
Yeah, I felt like, Leah was looking for the same thing, give me affirmation. Let me know where I'm at. And Piper's looking for that as well. And so is Jenny. Like, we're all looking to just fit in. And where are we?
Dude, but you know what? I can relate to that. I think everyone can. Like, at some point somewhere, you just want to feel, or you want someone to say something that just kind of makes you feel better. I mean, it's one thing if you need to hear it every single day. It's another if it's like, hey, just, like, it's just nice to hear sometimes, a verbal affirmation. Like, you look beautiful today, or I thought you did a really great job, or whatever it is. It's just nice. It's generous, and chances are, it's going to make the other person feel better. So, I can raise my hand and say I'm guilty of that as well.
Yeah, I am too. It's the one thing that could set you off on the right path, feeling good about yourself, right? Hearing something from someone that just affirms your wonders. We sit here in our head wondering, and when someone affirms it takes some of that anxiety away and allows you to move forward with your day or your life or whatever it is.
Absolutely.
It could be crushing, or it could be positive. Not putting too much on it. And that's something I learned in high school, is I put too much on it and I allowed it to crush me. And I'm hoping the same thing doesn't happen to Jenny.
Well, it's going to happen to Jenny. But how did you work through that, out of curiosity? And if you don't want to share, no.
In high school, I tell you what, that was a devastating time in my life. I had these two best friends, my one best friend, and this other guy, this new kid came to the school, and we had all moved our lockers to the same part of the high school. So all four of us had we were like the four amigos, right? And along comes this guy, and he's now hanging out, and he had a Commodore 64, right? He was like, he had the newest video game out, and my buddy had started hanging out at his house and, hanging out. And then next thing you know, this guy comes up to me and he's like, look, they don't want you hanging out around here anymore, so you got to move your locker and get out of here. I'm like, what? Who the hell are you? Right. So then it was like the next night, that weekend, my so-called best friend knocks on my window at like 1 a.m. And he's like, hey, I'm like, dude, what are you doing? You can't be here at my house. My parents' room is like right next to you. I'm like, what are you doing here? He's like, hey, come meet me outside. He's like, I found all your books and papers spread out all over the high school. Someone broke into your locker and trashed your locker. I'm like, what? Like, who would break into my locker and throw everything out, right? But he had all my stuff, and he didn't tell me that he was actually with this guy and the other guys that emptied my locker and threw everything all over the school. And so when I went back to school the next day, I found out it was this guy, and he had taken my stuff and thrown it all over the school. And he looks at me and he's like, they don't want you here anymore. You're not their friend. You need to leave. And, I had been doing a little karate at the time, and I was a little pipsqueak, and I was like, stood up to him. I like, tears running. I'm like, oh, my shit better be back in my locker by the time, the period's over, or I'm going to kick your ass. Not that I could have. And he's like, well, dude, they don't want you here. Like, you need to go away. And I didn't know what to do. I had 0 friends. And, I said, I don't care. Put my stuff back in my locker. And, I came back and it was there. And I spent the next year, I kept my locker there, and I would come over and be like, oh, what's up, guys? And whatever. And so it's a long story, but next door to me, we had this pastor, and I couldn't talk to my parents about it. I had no friends, and I was really sad and depressed and whatever. And I had asked, the pastor who I was doing these youth group things with, and he opened the door, and I'm crying, and he's like, what's up? And I walked in. I'm like, look, this is what happened. I have no friends. Nobody likes me. And he said, listen, go to school tomorrow and don't talk to anybody unless they talk to you. Don't reach out. Don't say hello. If somebody says hello to you, you say hello back. And so, period went, another period went, lunch. I'm just walking around as this loner, and this guy in my biology class, which I got a D+ in, he's sitting in the front row and he turns and he starts talking to me. And he used to sell gummy bears, asked me if I wanted some gummy bears. And I was, okay, great. And we're still really good friends today, me and that guy, Jim. And, after that, I learned that, sometimes we try to put ourselves in people's lives that we don't fit, a square in or around a peg kind of thing. And, just opening myself up to, those who wanted to be around me taught me a big lesson of, don't push yourself into places that, maybe you're not exactly wanted or needed or loved or appreciated. And it taught me to stop pushing and talking and listening and being open. And, that day I met 3 dudes that, are still really, a big part of my life. So it was kind of life altering, as bad as it was and as depressed as I was. It opened me up to people that, were kind and appreciated just me. So, stick to it, kids. Sometimes we put ourselves and want to be friends with people or want this job or want these things that, for some reason, maybe they're popular, maybe they're this. And, sometimes that's not always where we're meant to be. And it took me kind of finding the quiet to, realize who was meant for me. Right. It's interesting.
Oh, that's beautiful. And thanks for sharing that.
Wow.
I mean, I can,
since then I've chased a lot of women that I'm not supposed to be in their lives. I'm like, I need you. Tell me you love me. So this is something I haven't really grown out of.
or you're saying it now and you can reflect on it. And next time you're about to do that, you go, wait a second. What was your pastor's name? What was?
Gosh, I don't know, Bill.
Can we call him Pastor Dan?
Sure.
Pastor Bill. Pastor Dan. We don't get him confused with handsome baseball Dan, so we'll call him Pastor Bill. But like next time you're doing that, you can just remember what Pastor Bill said. But that's, I didn't have the easiest high school experience. It was pretty brutal. Like kids can be so heartless and they don't have any really foresight into how it will affect you or what their words really mean or how their actions really affect someone because, they're 14, 15, 16. They don't really have that level of empathy that they've, discovered or had to build yet. I mean, there's obviously gems and diamonds in the rough. But kids, dude, where I went to high school, the kids were fucking awful. They were so brutal. And it made me I hated going to school because I just didn't feel like I could connect with anyone. And if you try to be different or unique, you're kind of seen as an outcast or a loser, which is why movies like Breakfast Club or, any movie based on that kind of thing about like a misunderstood youth. Because if you don't conform or wear what they think is cool or, do drugs or whatever it might be, like you're instantly kind of isolated and ostracized from the group because you beat to a different drum, whatever that drum is. So it can be crushing, but you get through it. You become wiser, you become more mature, you become more secure with who you are and like what you stand for. And you start to attract those type of people into your life, which is really important. And ultimately, all you need is a few really close friends that you can count on, that you love and trust, and like everyone else can go fuck off with respect and love.
It's something as my son was going through high school, he shared with me that he was having a difficult time and, he played the tuba and whatever. He was getting teased and, anyway, going through and having that experience, I was able to share with him, and perhaps we all need to hear it. It was, these people we know in high school or certain times of our lives, right? It could be in your 20s, whatever it is. It's like these people now are a very small percentage of people you're going to know in the future, right? Think back to high school or even college or whatever. It's like, how many of those people do you still know? and that if you could just get past this really tough moment, you have this entire future ahead where life can be anything you want. And even though it seems so important now, just like Jenny, it seems so important to get in here to feel validated. But if you could transport yourself into the future, knowing that this little incident is not going to determine the rest of your life. And it took a minute for my son to realize that. And, he actually came back a few years later. He's like, man, you were so right about that. Like, this guy's working in his dad's shop, or this person didn't go on, or I'm like, yeah, but you can't see it in the now. And I guess that's the hardest thing for us even today. It's like, we get so consumed in the now and this instant gratification of what we think we need or want, that, we make poor choices, like, orbing out on Piper and saying, I'll be back.
Yeah, that was a poor choice. You love me,
right?
You can't get her to, I will say, now that we're thinking about this and having, taking culpability, you can't get her to admit that she still has feelings for you, and then you have to bounce without you reciprocating.
Right.
That's kind of a dick move.
You love me, right? Gotta go.
Yeah. You love me? Okay, cool. Just checking.
I'm just still checking because, you got a hot neighbor.
Really.
And he played baseball. I was a big fan.
HMC, do either of these stories kind of relate to you in that sense? Obviously you were working and you didn't have a traditional growing up period because you started working really early.
I did not. Really
early. And also I feel like you've just always been cool. I don't feel like you ever had any bumps.
Oh.
I've had the pleasure of meeting some of your friends from.
No, that was the bump, is that I would go away to work and come back and people would look at me funny, like I was an alien, like there was almost something wrong with me.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I have one great girlfriend still from high school. Drew and I had dinner with her last night, and
she's amazing.
Not a day has passed with with people who are kind of lifetime friends. And that's the great thing. It could have been 2 days or 2 years and it would have been the same. But that's the thing, is you only need one, maybe two.
Yeah.
Maybe three.
Because our time, what you realize more than anything else, especially in something like 2023, I had read an article recently talking about the most valuable gift you can give someone else in today's day and age is your time. And I thought that really resonated for me because we have so many things distracting us. We have phones, internet, Instagram. We're being, I'm sitting on the subway yesterday and every single person is just looking down at their phone, scrolling. And to be able to sit with someone at dinner, you don't have your phone out and you're just engaging and giving someone your time and attention. That's special. And it's shockingly very rare these days because, again, we have so many things pulling us in a billion different directions. So, if you don't have that much time and you're choosing to make time with people that you love, it's precious. It's valuable. It's your greatest commodity. So you don't want to just give that away to 50 people. It's for a select few. Right. And and I think that awareness only happens when you get older, because you want a ton of friends when you're a kid. You want to feel like you're liked by everyone, but really at the end of the day, you just need, I have my family and I have my handful of close friends, and that's all I really have time for because I'm working on myself. I have work. I'm trying to, continue to build my career and stay creative. So it's really important that it's the quality and who you choose to share that time with and open up to. That's what matters. That's the gold, in my opinion. Did I overshare?
Yeah. And, I like to try to subscribe to the belief that, if it's not going to matter 5 years from now, don't spend 5 minutes worrying about it, which is easier said than done. But
it's did you make that up? That's really good. Oh,
no, I read it.
You have teenagers and, they're probably going through stuff like this now, and it's got to be exacerbated with social media. So what is something you would tell a teenager today or a young 20-something who's got the pressure of social media and likes and being out and having this public thing, and now being liked is on a public forum? Like, how do you help a young person navigate something like that today?
I just keep deleting their social media accounts and their apps. I'm like, delete, 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 delete.
You know, we should come up with an app for a parent that can do it remotely, where you have access to their phone and you can just go on. You're like, oh, you're back on Instagram, and it's deleted.
Delete. Yeah, I think Finley has me blocked on Instagram because he knows I kept deleting everything.
That's funny.
It's all right. I will find him.
But is there something that you would say? I mean, as a parent, as a mother, to other mothers out there?
I'm pretty cut and dry about it. You know, I'll say, you know what, you will not care what this person thinks in probably 2 weeks or 2 years, let alone, you know, in 2 days. So, you know, I teach them to value themselves and each other, and to not sweat the small stuff, because that's really what it is. And it doesn't feel like it at the time, obviously. But most kids in my kids' school also know that I have no problem confronting a child. I mean, like, you said, what about my kid? You said what? I'm sorry, what?
That's funny.
And, you know, some kids know, you know, what I do for a living, and some don't. And I mean, most of them are scared of me anyway. So I have no problem putting the fear of God in them. No problem.
Do you find that kind of moving into the?
I mean, I'm not saying I'll shove a kid,
No.
I'll let a kid think I'll shove him.
Yeah.
I mean, they're basically all my height anyway.
Get them.
It's fair.
It's true.
It's a fair fight.
It's true. Although I would take you.
Chris was laughing.
I would take you in a fight over any of these kids.
It's a fair fight, okay?
I would take you over these high school boys any day. You fucking crush them.
I'll bounce a basketball off their head for sure.
Yeah, 100%. Don't cross her.
Oops. Did that hit you? Oh, I'm so sorry. Did it hit you in your face? Oh, sorry.
I think there's also something to be said as we get older to have kind of like like water off a duck's back. Like you can have a confrontation with someone, or you can have a disagreement, and then like you kind of say your piece, and then you can let it go and not. I think really a good thing is to not harbor like resentment or whatever. Like you kind of get it out, or at least this is how I've always been as an adult, and much to my parents, I think, chagrin a little bit. They're like, God, you just get everything off your chest and then you feel fine. And, you know, you've left us in pieces. I'm like, well, you can do the same. Like, say whatever you need to say and you'll feel better. And then we can just move on, because it's like, what do you think? I don't love you anymore, or I love you any less? Like, we had to
No, that's how you get Christmas canceled, Drew. Okay, let's remember.
Yikes.
See? It's true. That's how you get our Christmas plans canceled.
Never forget. I know. I had to say what I had to say. I don't regret saying it, but they have forgiven me. We're all good.
They're waiting Christmas, though. They're waiting Christmas.
Shit. I'm going to stop telling you things, because you just bring it up.
I know you should, because I remember everything.
Bring it up in a public forum. You do.
I do. Well, is this public? Nobody's listening. You're fine.
Just kidding.
So all that puts in perspective, like,
just kidding.
Like, I really resonated with the Jenny character in this, you know, dying to fit in, this outfit. I went through so many personality changes in high school, right? I was a break dancer. I had the flock of seagulls hair. I was a surfer. I was a grunge rocker. I was an athlete. Then I was an actor. Then
you were just looking for your niche.
Who I was. But like, where can I fit in?
But you're an actor, so you get to do. It's interesting. You say all that. No, but like that is what I would say is, those are the early beginnings and seeds that were being planted. Like you want to be all those things, and you feel like you can relate to all those things. And like an actor is a chameleon who one time you're a surfer, the next you're a cop, the next you're a murderer, and the next you're a lawyer.
Looking for affirmation from the outside for somebody to tell me this is where I belonged, right? That was kind of the whole search.
Like an Academy Award. You like me.
Well,
you really like me.
You belong here, and your hair looked incredible in this episode.
Listen, I used to do this flock of seagulls thing, like it was a full V. I remember I showed up to school like in my purple outfit with the thing and stuff. I was like, yeah, I'm a dancer. I dance to Wham. What's up? And this guy's like, comes up to me. He's like, dude, is that? And I have this streak across my forehead of hairspray. And he's like, is that hairspray on your forehead? You need to go wash that off. And that was the end of my flock of seagulls there.
Good advice. Good advice.
Wow.
Then I went to the shaved head.
Solid advice right there.
That's really funny.
It was just trying to fit in. So.
You know, I've always taught my kids to be nice people, and that usually keeps them out of trouble. Except I had that one that always got in trouble and always got in fights, and I ended up in the principal office a lot with him.
Did you?
And, you know, I'd be like, "Oh yeah, watch this new school. See ya."
Peace.
That happened a few times.
Yeah, I apologize. I should have been better behaved. I know.
Really
and listen, in hindsight, I'm taking ownership of it. I'm raising my hand, as we've discussed in the past. I fucked up, and I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. Okay? Can we just move on?
Mm-hmm. Sure. As long as we get to go for Christmas this year.
Okay. Well, back to the app. The devil.
So you guys are liking
the devil's
this
music. Well,
I'm giving this episode.
I've identified with parts of it. That resonated with my own personal life, I suppose. You know, affirmation,
maybe
needing to fit in, that kind of thing.
Okay, wait, hold on. You guys Holly just said 6.5, and I think that needs to be addressed immediately before.
No,
what didn't you? Okay, can you
not my favorite episode?
Can you tell us what besides? Because I thought you did a great job at kind of handling all the emotions and shit that was thrown at you. Whether it was the club not making money, then the club being packed, and then realizing that you were kind of being used as a pawn in a bigger scheme with the Leo thing. You had some handsome Dan stuff. You had some interactions with Leo. So there was a lot going on. I'm just curious, like
a lot
on my plate, and you handled it with elegance and grace, and you had some incredible one-liners. So like from an acting standpoint, just like geeking out, looking at like, oh, you got to do all the things. Like, what didn't you like about this episode, just kind of in general? Like, why give it a 6.5?
I didn't like the demon situation. There were some good performances for sure, but the demon of the week was
for you.
Isn't that like a Nightmare on Elm Street too, where he has like the people?
Oh yeah, in the jelly belly.
Isn't it like a straight like rip?
I don't know if I've ever seen those. It wasn't until this last year I saw the Halloweens for the first time. But yeah, maybe Jason. No, Freddy Krueger's Nightmare. Yeah,
I think you're right.
Freddy. Hey, yeah, I think so too. It's okay. Freddy comes later in the show.
That's right.
But so for the reason it's the demon, the demon for you kind of knocks it back, but you do recognize like because you did great.
It did. Like the concept is a good idea. The execution was.
Okay.
Poorly done. Not to say, I mean, we were working with the budget we had, so there is that.
Fair enough. Okay, so 6.5 for you, BK. Where does it? I know you said you resonated with Jenny a little bit.
It resonated with me. I mean, you know, again, it's out of order.
It is,
and I maybe they shuffled it or whatever. So that's a little throwing.
So what would the order be, by the way?
Favorite, but it's. I didn't dislike it. I mean, I'm always an 8. Like it's what I don't even know what to say on a rating scale.
You can't.
But you know, I really enjoyed. I guess I just identified with Jenny a little bit. Kind of threw me back.
Okay, with the theme.
Yeah, I didn't love myself in this. So you know,
you've got to love yourself.
Love me. I say it all day, every day. All day.
Not in this.
I love me. But
just not in this particular hour of program.
You know, I can pick me apart pretty easily in this, but you know, I think everybody had all this energy and they're going, and then there's Leo, and I was very, you know, no energy, just like this is what's happening, or the bad news bears. No, I didn't love it.
I didn't see that either. We got to save him from himself. I'm pulling the plug on you.
It's okay.
Don't make me mute your mic.
Hey,
I'm going to mute your mic. You were handsome. You have great fucking hair. I think you have a really good presence when you were on screen. I enjoyed. See,
you were super happy to see Dan.
Yeah, you guys had that. That was a pretty cute interaction. See, for me, the reason why I like this episode is what you acknowledged, HMC, which is just, I thought all the performances were really like spot on. I liked Carlton's take on like the sleazy manager. It wasn't over the top. I think, like we said, Dorian killed it. I love Prue in this. Phoebe was cute in it. You were wonderful. Brian was fun. Handsome was handsome. Jenny was Andy. Handsome was handsome. So for me, from a standpoint, I'm looking at this going, oh, I'm entertained because I'm looking at the performances, and that's like what I'm doing. Like, I agree. The demon was a little weak. He just kind of comes in and out of a wall. Doesn't really move anywhere. He's not fast. Can't do anything. He just eats, groupies, band groupies. So yeah, from that standpoint, you're right. The demons, because you guys were never in danger, right? Like, he could just exist and there was no actual threat to you, or anyone that you love. So from that standpoint, I give like a 5 or a 4. But from an acting standpoint, like just watching you cook, like I was like, oh, you were fucking killing that episode. So I put it higher, like an 8.5 or a 9. But that's solely based on just liking watching you kind of, juggle the dishes, all the spinning plates in the air, and like catch them. And that's so some.
Well, there's much more of that to come if memory serves.
So wait,
some more questions from Leo too.
5 divided by 2, because if we're averaging like performances or not.
Jesus.
7.8.
That's
13
a formula.
divided by 2. It's like around a 7 then.
Yeah,
it's a 6.5,
okay,
like I told you.
Jesus, you were right.
Boy, there's some of that spunkiness. You were very spunky in this episode too, by the way.
What do you mean this episode? Have you met her in real life? Jesus.
But I see so much of Holly coming through as Piper. Like, there's
great. Tell everybody my secrets.
Line, and it was like, you can give any actor this line and they're going to say it, but I forget where you're like, oh, you better not. And you did this thing, and I was like, your personality just really, and you were like, nope. And most people would be like, well, hold that thought, and they just throw it away and go. And even though it was just a line and maybe 3 words, there was so much more on it, and it was, you came through, and maybe you as Piper, whatever, but it was just layered with so much personality, and most actors just don't do that. They just throw it away, boom, not realizing that one word or one this, we don't necessarily color everything with our own. And it's kudos that you're never out of it. You're always in it and feeling it, and from every little line and breath. And I took note for sure.
Hey, I gotta agree, and I hate that we're just turning this into a total love bomb fest, but maybe you need it. I think you're so like you're one of my favorite actors to watch. I love how effortless it is, and I love the levels and the layers, and it's really been, up to this point, such a joy watching you. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen in the future, but as of right now, like,
your future boy.
Future boy. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about you. And like, and the truth is, and Shannon and Alyssa, you guys are fucking great. And we keep saying this, but I love watching you guys work. And I think that's why the show is why we're able to watch it now and be really thoroughly entertained. Because you guys are really good. You make some really interesting choices that are not obvious, and you play well off each other. So.
Yeah, at the end when
she hates that
Prue and Phoebe come bouncing into the table when you're doing the checks at the end.
Yes.
Here comes Phoebe like, and she does this little bouncy little, and I'm like, well, that's so Alyssa, right? It's like your personalities just came through, and you weren't scared to offer that up, which we watching so much TV that. You see actors, and I fall into this too. It's like, I've got to play this. And as opposed to just, peeling it off and being willing to, be vulnerable and allow those moments to happen. You're right, Drew. Like, every single one of them allow their personality to come through, and it's brave and it's great. And
they're lovely. I think that's
they're all right.
They're all right. Hey,
we were coming into our own.
Will you ask Charisma to come in for the wrap up here? Let's get her in here.
Yeah, I can. Very special guest star. Yeah,
come on, Charisma. This is your first episode of the House of.
Drew wants to talk to you.
I'll tell her we're not recording. She'll love that.
I can't tell her that we're not recording.
Okay.
We are recording.
Okay, get me in trouble.
Are we talking about personal stuff or?
Let's talk about fitting in.
Hello,
We're
darling.
talking about high school days.
Welcome back to the House of Hallowell.
We're
so happy to have you.
I wish I had a little
more prep time. Yeah,
notice.
Yeah. But this is.
I mean, I didn't do my face.
Beautiful. Look at that face.
I mean, this is a major operation. You know, thousands and thousands of people are going to see this.
More like hundreds and hundreds, but that's okay. Hey.
Hi. How are you guys?
God, you're stunning. For real. Yeah. Look at her hair's all wavy.
Both like speechless.
Yeah.
Staring at charisma.
Yeah, you look really pretty. What's going on? What are you doing later? Do you want to meet up for a coffee or something?
Well, are we meeting up for a coffee? We have things to discuss.
Apparently. Well, do you, my question to you is this, before we wrap up, can you come on before your episode and just hang with us for an episode? Like watch it with us and kind of give your takes on it?
Oh my God, I would love to do that.
Yes. All right, let's do it. We're doing it.
I'm in.
I just
invited?
did.
To what?
Holly's. I mean,
they can't hear me.
Am I invited to come on?
Yeah.
Am I invited to come on? Am I invited to be on?
It's Hallowell, but yes, you are invited. You can be on House of Hallowell.
Oh my gosh, I gotta get it right.
Yeah, you gotta watch the show, and then you're gonna get to comment on it, and then we're gonna talk about it.
Oh.
And it's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be so. I get to
Can't wait for you to sit with us, and you can sit and maybe we can do it in the same place at the same time.
Something about at the same time, but I'm not sure what you said, and I'm not sure I want
Yes,
to know.
you do. Because it will be really fun.
You guys are making me blush here.
Fabulous.
Should I step out?
Yeah, BK, do you mind giving us like 3 minutes?
Yes.
Yeah. Just say thank you so
What's
much for checking out the show, and we'll be back next week. We love you.
Next week? They love
Charisma,
you.
we were talking in this episode was so much about trying to fit in and needing affirmation. And I shared a story about high school where I went from 10 different looks and things and trying to fit in. And I needed affirmation. And it took me time and lots of tears to kind of realize that, the outside affirmation wasn't what I needed. And, people that just accepted me. And so we were kind of sharing ideas of how to guide that, how to go through it. And, young people obviously are dealing with this all the time. And I guess we're curious to know, is that something you've had to deal with, or high school, and what that was, and, navigating that for young people today, being so wrapped up on likes on Instagram, on Twitter, on things like that. And it was kind of the topic of how do we navigate this and be okay with just ourselves and loving ourselves and not needing this outside influence?
That's very deep, BK.
Too much for a guest spot?
He got deep today.
BK brought the deep. Yeah.
He did. DK. Deepak Chopra is on the show today. I think that's a really deep question, and I don't know what the solution is or the answer is, but I agree that especially when you're younger, you don't know better, to seek approval, because we all are looking for acceptance even within our family unit. To be seen and be heard by your own family. So it just kind of makes sense that it would thereby be an extension in the outside world. Like that's what we do and need to do, to be accepted. But I think what I love when I see memes about, this topic is embracing your weird and really understanding that we don't all want to be the same. We don't all want to, be walking around with the same look, the same clothes, the same attitude, the same mentality. I think diversity and all of that is amazing. And I feel like if you're a nerd, you're probably going to be that person's boss at some point. And that, what I think there is some necessary struggle within ourselves is needed to become more resilient and prepared for the world. But I don't think that should include humiliation or degradation, dismissal, devaluation of others in any way. I don't think we have to live a life of abuse to be resilient. I think that we actually shine and do a lot better when we work as a creative team and we uplift and support one another. But I do think that artists think or have thought historically that it was important to suffer, to be resilient and successful, and it helps you push through. But I think that there's we could dial that down a lot. Like maybe we're on 10. We should dial that decibel down to 4 or 5. I think strife and existentialism is important. But I don't think abuse is great. The abuse of others, is a good thing, but self-acceptance is not easy. I think if you say you don't care what other people think, I think that's probably not true. I think we all do want to be accepted and loved and seen and heard and valued.
Well said.
Hey, you're the fucking best. Straight up. Do you want to just host a season with us?
Yeah.
That was amazing.
I mean,
you were fucking
question.
Beautiful with your answer. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you. I mean, these are lots. Look at you two showering these affirmations.
I'm just being honest.
Thank you. I feel seen and valued and heard.
Can you just text me later, please? Okay, please.
Text you later. Okay.
Hey, thank you so much.
Hi.
Okay.
Bye.
Hi, guys.
What a fucking guest star.
Great answer.
Great answer.
Great answer. As an artist, it's true.
I like
That
having
was
guest
great.
hosts.
She was amazing.
Put her on the spot and she delivered.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic.
And so eloquently too,
Mm-hmm.
really beautifully said and stated. I mean, I think that's it. BK, unless you have anything else you want to add.
I think, like I told you, you only need one or two or
Exactly.
three.
Well, thank you guys so much for checking out the House of Halliwell this week. We love you. Check out, if you like what you're hearing and you want to kind of watch us and watch Charisma make a guest appearance, check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/HOH. Download the episodes, subscribe, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, all the places, all the things. You know what I'm talking about. We love you, and we'll check you next week. Baby.
Love you.
Without this. Is there a new band next week?
Maybe.
Probably.
Wait, does this become the thing? Is there a band du jour and a demon du jour?
P3 kind of takes off, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
heads up, shout out to P3 VIPs.